There's a new trailer. All right, so we got a new launch trailer for the game, so we're going to take a look at that. See if there's anything new revealed, maybe some more about the mechanics, and really what gameplay is going to look like, because we've seen little snippets of that, but we haven't really seen it, the whole picture really yet.
Welcome to Harry Potter Quidditch Champions. Your next chapter in the Harry Potter universe takes flight as you're finally able to immerse yourself in the enchanting world of Quidditch. Quidditch Champions has something for everyone, and you won't need...
Just touching on that, I'm super excited to see all the locations in the game. That's one of the big highlights from Quidditch World Cup that I loved, was just seeing sort of the expanded world of the Wizarding World, so to speak, through the Quidditch teams themselves and the different locations at which they play, the different pitches, arenas, stadiums. All that stuff was super, super cool. When he said, they're making this game for different play styles, be it story mode, online co-op, or if you're a gamer trying to do PvP mode, just a reminder that 6v6 PvP is not going to be a thing at launch.
I mean, yes, but I don't care how big they are!
It's going to be 3v3 versus bots, which I know isn't preferred to a lot of people, myself included, but it is coming. We just don't know exactly when. Supposedly it's already in development.
And if your seeker manages to catch the snitch before the opposing team, they'll earn 30 points. Enough to recover if your team is trailing behind, or pull further ahead if you're in the lead.
So that's something we can talk about now. So yeah, the snitch is only worth 30 points. As opposed to in the books and in the films where it's 150. And they do this for balancing reasons. Honestly, it's really needed. I remember reading through some of the Steam comments of people basically saying that the game isn't going to make any sense, especially the Seeker role, because it was a role designed for Harry in the books to make him important.
Hey, she's only interested in you because she thinks you're the chosen one.
But I am the chosen one.
And that's why it's worth 150 points, and it's the most important position in the game. But for the actual game, Quidditch Champions, they've done some balancing to that, so that way every position on the field feels important and is important. No one player can really dictate the whole outcome of the game. Like they said in here, the snitch is an opportunity for a team that's behind to try to make up some ground, or a team that's ahead to solidify their position. But it doesn't guarantee anything.
Choose to represent one of 16 nations and face your most challenging opponents yet.
One of 16 nations. Oh. I don't remember how many there were in Quidditch World Cup, but that's exciting. Personally, my favorite team was the Nordic team, mainly because of their stadium. I think their stadium was just the coolest. Let me know what stadium you thought was the coolest from Quidditch World Cup, but that was mine. Now we're getting to some important stuff.
Fortunately, the further you progress in Quidditch Champions...
Okay, so we've got skill points, right? This obviously was another thing that the community brought up, the more competitive community, which we've talked about several times here, and it looks like Brooms also right over here. Again, just to reiterate my opinion, this is perfectly fine for single player. And even in multiplayer, I think there could be some interesting things that could come out of this. But you have to make sure that they're not like behind a wall, like how it says currently this player doesn't have any skill points available. If this finds its way into multiplayer, then it needs to make it to where you have all the skill points unlocked and you can freely customize everything from the start. So everyone's on equal footing. There's no advantage given. It's just build how you want to build. And then Brooms, we'll talk about more when we get over there.
Brooms have differing base stats determined.
Right, and so for Brooms, much of the same thing applies. You see that there's a upgrade material for these, and it's got 3 different categories: speed, durability, agility. And by completing mastery career challenges for the specific roles, you can earn the upgrade material, I'm assuming, to upgrade these categories on each specific broom. Obviously, the main concern, much the same with skill points. If someone just has a better broom, they're going to be at an advantage when it comes to multiplayer. Not very preferable, not a fun or fair experience. So either get rid of the upgrade material entirely and just say you have 5 upgrade points as a baseline, you can't get any more, and you can upgrade accordingly how you see fit on each broom. So that way you could have a broom that's like, oh, this is my chaser broom. It's got more agility and some more durability, or maybe some more speed. This one is my Seeker Broom. I've maxed out speed, and I don't care as much about durability because, maybe I'm really good at dodging bludgers. So again, there could be some interesting intricacies within the idea, but the idea itself, as it relates to competitive gameplay, or the execution, how it relates to competitive gameplay, is not very conducive of a fun or fair experience. So I guess this is the uniform that students get from Hogwarts when they go compete in the Tri-Wizard School's Quidditch Cup. I do really like the look of it, like a lot. But I guess that means we're going to have to go through the campaign 16 times to get every uniform unlocked.
Post-game celebrations.
Okay, so I can talk a little bit more about wands, because if you notice here, this person's holding a wand, and it's titled Victory Celebration. So that's the only time you actually see the wands at all, is if you have a victory celebration that has a wand. It's the only time you see them, but they're unlockables in the game that you can also purchase. Not with real money, of course, at least supposedly not with real money. There's supposed to be no microtransactions in the game, right? But so it's just, they're kind of like a pointless unlock reward, which is neat. We can have wands, but why is a player going to grind hours of gameplay potentially to get a specific wand that's going to be shown for maybe 2 seconds and barely shown at that? I don't know. Maybe I'm nitpicking at this point, but okay, so something important to note, what he said, right, is that you never get to fully pick one role. That's the way it's currently going to be at launch. That's what a lot of the community was talking about, is you are always a chaser, period. Nothing you can do will change that. You can swap your role, like he said. You pick chaser, beater, chaser, keeper, chaser, seeker. So you start as your chaser. Whenever you want, you can swap to your other role, or whenever you can, but then a bot is going to take over the position you left behind, which for single player makes perfect sense. I don't think you would have a single player game if there was no bots in it, right? For multiplayer, doesn't make a lot of sense. At least not for competitive multiplayer, right? For casual multiplayer, sure, no problem. And that's what the 6v6 PvP mode is supposed to fix, that's currently in development. Is it's going to be a game mode where there is actually 6 real players versus 6 real players. So there shouldn't be any bots on the field. All right, and the rest of it's just the pre-order bonuses and deluxe editions and stuff. So yeah, game comes out September 3rd. It's going to be available at 9 a.m. for Steam/Epic users, Eastern Standard Time, or I believe 6 a.m. Pacific time. I'm going to be streaming it. I'm probably going to be mainly playing the single player mode. I wasn't a big fan of the 3v3 versus bots mode. I might dabble in some of it, but I'm going to be streaming it at 9 a.m. when it drops. There should already be a preview thumbnail thing to click on my channel. There's a little notify me button that you can press so you'll be reminded when I go live. Overall, should just be a chill stream, just hanging out with other Harry Potter fans and Quidditch enthusiasts like ourselves, and I'll be giving more insight as to tips and tricks as I was a playtester for the game. And don't forget, there is a giveaway going on for my YouTube viewership. Details on that in the last video.